My name is Uche Inyamah. I am an actor and I'm also a producer of short films for now. Ah, what inspired me? My late dad was a lover of Shakespeare's work and also films, good films like The Godfather and other, classic films, way back that year. And my dad is sort of an actor too because he has so many qualities in him that would draw you naturally to him. He doesn't work with an MC sometimes. Probably if he goes to an occasion and the MC is not performing well, he would just want to take over and make everywhere to be very lively. So I think I took some things from my dad, late Chief Sadi S. Inyamah. Odogun, I still remember him fondly. So I think I got it from him. Then when I was doing my NYSC service, before then, when we were children, I like talking, I like making people laugh, I like making people, they were to be interested. So some persons see me as an actor, they will tell me, Uche, I beg, stop acting. Or Malopa, Uche will come acting every time you're an actor because I grew up in Yoruba, town, city of Ilorin. So I've always known I have that talent in me. I've always known that I have the talent, the raw talent in me. So when I was doing my NYC, when I was posted to Abuja, you know, a copper friend of mine just called me one day, Uche, I'm going for an audition at Oka, Anambra State. So I said, fine, let me join you. Let me join you to that audition. And that was my first time actually, facing for a proper audition, a well-organized audition. That was my first ever, performance and show. So we got there and we appeared two, a guy and a girl, and I was given my script. So it got to my turn. My friend, of course, was the first to be interviewed. So when it got to my turn, I did mine, and everybody started clapping. Even the panel, the judges there, were just clapping after performing because this thing, it comes naturally. We are now force and force and wow. It has to come naturally. So basically, I got it from my dad, and then of course I have the talent innate in me. So I'm still working on it because as you move, you're gonna work on it. As you move, you're gonna work on it. So you become the very best. So the films, because I can't just mention one film. The film that launched me into in Nollywood is both locally and internationally because there's a short film we did, Pieces of Our Heart. So people abroad actually give recommendations and not recommendation reviews, good reviews about the film, and they loved it. So I also acted in a craft woman with that then Regina Daniels was still a baby. She wasn't she should be small picking but rich, popular then, very popular, great actress that she hadn't met Ned Nwoko. Ned Nwoko, I don't like what you did. So she hadn't met Ned Nwoko then. So after Cry for Mom, I think was it Green Cops. Then the Final Fantasy. Yeah, was a film we did at Lagos with this guy, what's his name? Stan and Zay and a whole lot of other people. There's also some films I've done that people would call me, Uche, I'm watching your film now, but I don't know the title. Both Igbo films, both English films, because sometimes they go with the working title. So at the end of the day, the title wouldn't be what you had known it to be. So I have, acted in one or two stuffs like that, and but I'm yet to act out the very best to me because I just consider all those films as rehearsals actually in terms of my acting prowess. These are just rehearsals because I love challenging roles and there are a lot of things that wouldn't make us to or wouldn't that hasn't because of the industry the way it is structured. But I have one or two films like that, number of films. Okay, as an actor, hmm, challenges plenty, plenty. I didn't even mention the films I did at Asaba. The way you asked me about the number of films I've featured in. There are some great films, something ages, forest ages. You get to see people who have nothing to do with the film industry leading us. You get to see characters that should be probably, they should be farmers in the village, or they should be doing some other, they have no business with that. Imagine going for a film shoot and you're the one correcting the director. And you are not even a director on your own, but the script is bad, the English is badly written. If it's an English, the pidgin will go speak pidgin. If it's an indigenous language film, we will speak and well, but you don't have any business. The writer, everybody claims to be writers now. So these things, it saddens me and it rankles me. So these are my major challenges. At some point, I told myself, Uche, you stop going to Asaba. It's not as if they don't have good filmmakers at Asaba. But the people I was involved with then, most of them actually, to be sincere, most of them, they just do this thing for business. You see them shooting a feature film in less than 2 days, sometimes 2.5 days. Mistakes were made, no corrections. You be pointing the attention of the director or the script supervisor that, hey, this is that mistake, nobody cares to listen. So I've met with deranged producers and directors, in my foray in the film industry. It's quite painful, it's quite pathetic, but we can do better. We can do better. I believe we can do better. So that's it. That's just, I've met some madmen in the field. I think it goes in 2 ways. If you are just starting up as a producer, it can be very hard for you because you don't have the finance, the ego to probably, fish out the very best. It might not be all these known actresses or known actors. Probably don't have the resources to fish them out. But if you're just starting, it's difficult. It's difficult because the ones you would see that would have what it takes to interpret a character and bring it to life, they're into hookup. And you can't blame these people because of a number of things. Money problem is a major problem. Sometimes family is not there. Because in Igbo language, we say Ike, you fall back to your family and good friends. There was a guy that once told me, Uche, and then I had it in a song. If I no get money, I get place to borrow. There are people, they don't have anywhere to borrow from. Even when they don't have money. No family, no good friends that can be there for them, So majorly, I blame them, but I don't blame them. I blame them because they have to survive. And in surviving, it takes them out from the field. You need them to work for you, but they're not available because probably one guy won't give them 10K, 50K, 100K, depends on the quality of men within the meet. Okay, so you wouldn't blame them actually. So the thing actually is a problem because the ones we have that we know they can perform very well are busy docking men. And I think when we have the resources, okay, how much are you making from this, your business? I will give it to you, stay, pay attention. But you don't have the money to give them. So you see, it's a major problem. Money, not having good family background, but survival is the key. We need to survive. It's a very major quality. A man has to survive when the time comes, when push comes to shove. So, is that how they say it? Push comes to shoves, right? You just have to, I don't know, whatever it is. So you just have to survive. And this hookup business, it pays them. But they need to be very careful. Because some have gone, they're not coming back. Maybe they have met with bad guys that use them for ritual. So girls have to be very, very, very intentional about this hookup business. Because you're meeting a stranger. You don't know. These girls are actually, maybe they are spiritual women, I don't know, but they have mind. You are meeting a total stranger. You don't even know if you are going to die that night, but you're just there going there with confidence, with the hope that you're coming back tomorrow with your money intact. And most of the time, they come back with their monies intact. But it distracts us as film people. To get hold of them is very difficult. Expect to see good movies, good films from me this year. I'm consistent too, because I have my own lapses, not being consistent because of distractions everywhere. Nigeria can be very distracting. Yeah, today's dollar is 1.5, tomorrow it is 1.8. A bag of rice is this, tomorrow is this, that. So there's so many distractions that would, you have to just hustle more for moment. Because if you don't have money to even feed yourself, how can you come before the screen, before the camera? You can't. So, but this year, a lot of things have been put in place. So we're going to see more of good, great movies from me, and lots of films I'm going to produce. Also, you see great performance. You would expect to be dazed. Your screen will be, you just be happy watching us, perform, watching us do our thing. But you have to be intelligent also. You see, this thing about filmmaking, it's two ways. There are so many films that you watch. Once you watch that film, you cannot go back to it again. Once you see the film, you can't go back to that film again. We have lots of that in our movie industry. Just once. You watch and once. That once, you could even fast forward them. Because you're not even learning nothing. You just. But great films sometimes you can be boring. Avant-garde kind of films. You just come, you also be the top, 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 top. So if you're not intelligent as a viewer, as a film person too, as an audience, we need intelligent audience too. There was a girl that came to my house a few days ago, and I showed her this film done by Rami Malek, Bohemian Rhapsody. She was sleeping, but that film won an award. Is it? Rami Malek won an award with his performance in Bohemian Rhapsody, but she slept off. Not many girls don't sleep off when they watch Godfather, one of the best in the world. By Marlon Brando. Al Pacino was also there. These are good films, but if you skip, they want action. Hey, your mama, my mama, come on. What you talk now? Nah, Joe. Stuff like that. Somebody do flying, so it's crazy. To expect good films from me this year, from my crew, because I belong to a fantastic crew. We know what we are doing. We are intentional about our job. We are deliberate in whatever we are doing. Okay, and your reviews also be appreciated because we're not considering ourselves the best. So if you see how we can better our art, you let us know. All collaboration can I know one agaga. Once you collaborate with me with a free mind, not from a negative perspective or from a negative energy, from a good energy, Uche and your crew, guys. See. Okay, let's collaborate. Let's do something better. Collaboration. No one survives on his own in this world. If you see any man that tells you that I made it on my own, that is a perfect example of a lie. No one, no human being survives on his own. We need to collaborate. We need to come together. If you're a producer, bring your resources. Not that you're not a producer, you're forming a producer. We have so many misconceptions or so many madness going on in the industry, and everybody is a writer. How can you be a writer? Everybody, you see someone that cannot even express herself very well, I'm a writer. She's writing nonsense. And you now bring that nonsense and give it to Uche Inyamah to read and perform. You're insulting my intelligence. Because I don't even understand what you're saying. You cannot even put down something intelligent for me to read. Everybody is an actor also. These things, there are so many fields, so many areas in this film business. One day we'll see that cinematographer. One day we'll handle sound. One day we'll do this one. Find your field. Please, it's critical. You cannot major in everything. No, why? Nobody can. Can't major in everything. There are areas where you have strengths. There are areas where you have weaknesses. You should understand these things generally. But the areas where your strength lies, focus on that area. Oh, everywhere that where your strength is not possible. You can't get it done. Else you just be average in your field. But if you want to get to the very top, and well, go now one area, if it's editing, sit down there and be creative about your editing, about your work. Sit down there and do your work. If you're a writer, write it well. Not that you're a writer, you're writing rubbish. You're not a writer. My friend always tells you, I'm not a writer, but I've not ventured into writing because I believe there are those who have the strength for these things. Where my strength lies is in acting. I love writing. I have written before, but thing got lost. I told my friends, say that lie. I have written before. I lost that work. Very great work. I wrote about my family experience, childhood, everything, but I lost it and I can't recover it now. So please, focus on your focus so that you'll become the next focus. Thank you very much.
Okay, what inspired, this whole journey as a filmmaker? I think growing up in the 80s and the 90s and watching all those beautiful Indian films, beautiful songs, beautiful costumes, you know, and I think then when we were young, we thought that the Indians were actually the most beautiful and most handsome people in the world. So, being able to sing these songs, without, as children, understanding what the, lyrics were about because they were in Hindu, so that joy we felt, watching those films, I think, basically inspired me then to want to make films because I remember sometimes when we were watching the Indian films, we try to, you know, choreograph the, dances and, all that stuff. So, and I also think watching the early action hero films, Commando, Rambo, Red Scorpion, and those other films, basically Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dolph Lundgren, Steven Seagal, and Chuck Norris, and all of them. I think those were like the inspirations, the first, inspiration for someone like me wanting to make films when I grew. And then, of course, when you get past that, and then in the late 90s and 2000s, and watching movies like Saving Private Ryan, which at that time, I don't know if that's still true now. That first scene at the beach, one of the best representations of one of the best representations of what a war actually looks like. The chaotic nature of war and all that. So, watching Saving Private Ryan by Steven Spielberg, watching the Woody Allen films also and the Clint Eastwood films, So I think basically you want to make films that will have the same effect on people that these films had on you. So that was basically the inspiration. And of course, I've always wanted to win an Oscar. But I think if I get a nomination before I die, then I'll die a very happy man. But if I can win also, I think that would be like how do they say it, the cherry on the top. How I started out is first of all, I was a science. I went to university for 9 years, so I was a science student for five years out of those 9 years. So when it wasn't working, I said maybe I was actually destined to make films. So I switched to theater arts, and then I went to theater arts in a school, 4 years and all that. So when I came out, I wasn't sure that I wanted to pursue a career in filmmaking. You always Nigeria, you always wanted to get a job in a bank or get a normal job, civil service job or whatever. So and I tried, but actually the first job I got was working in a cinema. So I think also working in a cinema also got close to filmmaking again because we saw what films were people were enjoying and what films they were not enjoying and what films had effect on people and what films didn't have any effect on people. So after I left the cinema, I got a camera, and then that was how I started my film career. So I bought a camera, and then a friend of mine called me for the first job. I didn't know anything about cameras. I just got the camera. I knew I wanted to, film and all that. So my friend called me to come and film for him. So I practically learned on the job. So from then, I now started, that was how I got into the industry, basically. So I think the major challenge with the Nigerian movie industry is funding. And in the past, I used to say there was no funding, but now I think say that you know the funds are there, but they are not being used the right way. So I think that's a major challenge of Nollywood funding, because I always tell people most times every year at the Oscars, at whenever you see best films released, every year you see films from Japan, you see films from Iran, you see films from other smaller countries, but you never see a film from Nigeria. you know. So, and it's like we don't expect any Nigerian films or any Nigerian film to be at the Oscars anytime soon. But I think with proper funding, I think this trend can be changed, or reversed or whatever. So I feel that the major challenge in the industry is funding. And then, like every other thing in this country, I think there's a lot of nepotism and I wouldn't say tribalism, tribalism, but I think nepotism. So, like I think the best people are not we don't have our best writers writing. We don't have our best directors directing. We don't have our best actors and actresses acting. I think there's a whole lot of who do you know and who you don't know and all that and all that, and it's common everywhere in the world. But I think the advanced countries, they they as much as possible try to use the best person as much as possible. For ours, we just, whether the person is good or not good, as long as we are cool with the person and all that, we practically just use the person. So I think that's the major challenges that everyone faces in the industry. One, lack of funds, and about the funds also. If you don't have enough money to make a film, then you don't get to pay people well. So you get to see a lot of them, people who work regularly, but they don't have, they are broke most of the time, but they work every time they're on set and all that. So I think that's just the basic problem or problems with the industry, which is not peculiar to me, but also peculiar to almost everybody. They're also not enough. I think I need to mention this. There's also not enough, festivals that cater to the needs of different filmmakers. So, like, I think you know, if it is good, you have like a festival dedicated to horror, you have a festival dedicated to indie films, you have a festival dedicated to maybe fantasy. I don't know, but I just feel we don't have enough festivals in Nigeria, and I feel we don't also have enough film communities. Like you don't have groups where you can go and you're looking for actress in a particular city, and you can go there and then make a post and then get an actress. But we don't have this organized, you know, path to Nollywood, and especially on the no, not like of course the top tier of Nollywood has it, but the lower tier, like the non-budget and like the no budget, like we don't have enough resources for no budget filmmakers. Like if you're making a low budget film, we don't have enough resources for low budget filmmakers. Like if you're making a low budget film, say where you don't have this network, how you can source your actors and actresses and crew members and all that. So I think that's one another area where we have a lot of challenges, when we try to make films and all that. Hookup, yeah, I think hookup has come to stay, and I personally think it's one of those things that we have to learn to work with. You know, in the past, if you in the past, let's say 10 years ago, 2014, hookup wasn't as common as it is now. So you had a lot of females, girls who were talented and who wanted to make honest livings from acting and filmmaking. So it was easy for you to get actresses, anytime you wanted 10 years ago. Now, with the economy, with the but now with the economic situation in the country, with the rate of inflation and all that, it's difficult to convince a girl to come and maybe spend a day on set, and then you pay her, let's say, 10,000 naira, for maybe, let's say, 3 days. She spent 30K on set, and then you have, a Yahoo boy that can give her 100K, 200K per day. I mean, it would be a wrong business move to opt for the 30K, considering, you're not, shooting the film with Halle Berry or Angelina Jolie and all that. So it's a problem we face, especially when you make films that require a really good actress to be in, or good actresses to be in the film. Like if you write characters that need someone who is very good to play them, it's always difficult finding this girl. So the hookup thing is it has affected the industry badly. But like I always tell people, we still have to find a way to work around them. We have to call this hookup, community, hookup girls. Whoever is in charge of these girls who do hookup, have to call them and you have to have a sort of dialogue, and then the way that the shooting can accommodate them. Basically, you have to call them and then you know have this dialogue of, okay, we're going to shoot so and so film for so and so days, but you know give or take, we'll maybe add 3 or 4 days extra. So if you have all those big clients who are going to pay you big money, you know free to go. But, I think we have to work out something, but I think the effect has been very bad on the industry, especially for you know up and coming filmmakers. You understand? Because if it's a big filmmakers, of course, big films and everyone wants to be in a big film, so they don't have any problems, canceling whatever clients that might come. But for smaller films or small films, it's very difficult. But I hope somehow we can find a middle ground where they don't lose out, and then we also don't lose out. Final words: I hope the industry improves and hope things get better. I hope we get to win an Oscar someday. Maybe I will be the one to win the Oscar. But even if I don't, any other person can win. But I just want when the Oscar goes to a Nigerian film, that will be the happiest day of my life. Peace out.
Yeah, good day, my people. This is your own boy, your son, your everything, Kinsley Mokuku, aka Mr. Half Biabia. I'm a comedian in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, an actor, a producer, a radio presenter, and also a farmer. Thank you.
All right.
Osofia. Osofia Nkemo, now one of the persons that inspired me, because all those things when they do, sometimes and all that. Another person, Aki na Popo. So these people are the people that make me to pick interest in acting, comedy to be precise. So I just want to be like them and at least add something different from what they are doing. Okay, it all started, before I'm a tiler, and also an industrial cleaner. But I found out that as I dey work for people for their side, I dey end up making them smile. Some things where I go talk, oga wey get house go laugh sef, no go know when he go pay me extra money. So I come, decide on my own. If I begin to put all these things why they talk, where they make people laugh for sight, if I begin to put them into acting, it go still, make some people day. So I decided to bring most of those things I do in the site, into my public interaction with people. So if I come out to drink beer, I go talk 1 or 2 things, people go laugh. So from there, I start developing it. So that is how it all started. Radio own started when I listened to one program like that from one presenter, Mazi Godi Bauchi. So during Kaimania, so I begin to say, if the Godi can do this thing in Igbo, I too, I can also do this thing too in Broken. So I joined the Wazobia FM Port Harcourt then with the program Laugh As You Like and all that. So that's how it all started. Yeah, I still attend the public speaking training course through with Smart Done Entertainment and all that. So just have to package and rebrand it. That's where the radio won't come from. Chai, chai. This one don't carry me go back to late day the one day. I started with day the one day with Bia no get law with day the one day. Though that particular movie be like they no producer because of that time the cost of production the high. No be now way phone don't full everywhere. If you just do one or two things, post them the thing will go viral. So after that, like late Ibu, me and Ibu do one or two. I'm not sure if I say that one come out, but the one where I know where really trend na illiterate coppers and Royal Billion, Umuma and all that. So I have been in some other Yoruba movies too, like Ige Adubi and all that. So yes, Tenkobo is a very that guy is a very good actor. He's a kind of actor that even if you miss your line, he will speak you and cue you into your line. He's wonderful. I love him. I'm also going to shoot another one with him again. It's going to come up maybe by next month or so. Then they come to the challenges. Again, when I go here, I say then they do audition for so place. I go task myself, find transport. I go reach here. When I reach there, sometimes when they see my behavior, then go begin laugh me. Some roles, they will deny me to play the role. They go end up giving me a gate man. Like when I work with Desmond Danyang, this area bishop, Zubi Michael. So I was supposed to play a particular role, but when I come there, they end up giving me gate man. But my own happiness be say, any role where you give me, as far as the script is with me, I go deliver them. So most of the challenges, mainly, they know they green feature me, like to play a role as a king or play a role as a big man. So those are one of the challenges. Sometimes I go package come audition. When I come, then go end up choosing other people and leave me behind. I go still find my way back from where I'm coming from. So it's not easy, but I keep pressing forward because I know that one day people who knows the value of this particular creativity will look for me, and that is what is happening now. It off that time. I not gonna lie for you. Now, if there is anywhere where they go take stop this hookup, I go like am. No be only stopping this hookup. Hookup they make guests now they lazy. Because if you tell one girl making come play one role, maybe you go give him 20,000 or give him 15,000 or 30,000. You go see one Yahoo boy or one guy will be say na liga. You just call him, give him 100,000. So you go come they think that kind of script when one read, can't spend that many days for location. And just to spend 2 hours or 3 hours for hotel room with AC and plenty choppings, and so much drinking and all that. So the life of that hookup, they make some actresses, they very lazy. So that's why if I just chat to you as you say na hookup of a thing, I go just come out body for where you did because I know say my money for hand, back for grand. Okay, now yeah, coming to that, for the first time, the when you are coming out, you first of all, mingle with other people so that people will actually know your content, your brand, what you're made of. So had it been I know earlier, I would have just relaxed, struggle and find money on myself. Maybe shoot one or two jobs that will announce me proper before, mingling with other people. But I don't think any time is late. Now I can write a story by myself, develop it, invite some actors, actresses that I have their contact and will deliver it. So that initial time, I didn't I know I would have relaxed and do something by myself, before taking offers from other productions. These things are two different things. You can't compare skits, something that happened in just minutes or seconds, to something that You take time, you follow the storyline and understand where the director or where the writer is heading to. So movie, movie will not die. Movie will remain. So skit making is something that you can just do and people just laugh at that moment. But movie carries more thinking. Even you as an actor, when you are given a script, to read a movie script, you see that you that is reading the script knows automatically you are putting yourself into that act. You are making yourself the subject of that thing you're reading. So it's far more enlightening than skit. Skit, you can just drop something on the floor, somebody will laugh. But movie, you take time, understand the storyline, understand the character you're fitting in, what you are supposed to, give as what the audience are expecting from you. So it's two different things. Skit making will be there on his own, and the movie is also will be there on its own. So these are two different things.
All right. So
Yes, yes. I am coming up with something very, very, majestic. Biabia no get law. I'm working on something because the whole law in Nigeria, the whole country, Biabia is the only thing that don't have law. If you rape woman, if your blockers put you for trouble, you rape woman, you go jail. Your mouth will put you for trouble. But any way you take, keep your Biabia. Biabia no get law. Even false people, some they keep their own year, some they keep their own year. So there is this particular story that I titled Biabia no get law. So it's a kind of comedy, and it's gonna be it's gonna be a banger. So I'm working on it.
So when are we expecting it?
Between now and the next, let me say, I won't give a specific time, but before this year will runs out, because I want to make it different from what other persons are doing. I just want to throw more on that comedy so that people will enjoy it.
Is
To
it going
take
to be
time.
a series or internet or film? Or...
Yeah, it's gonna be a series something. We'll do it serially, one until we capture the whole. Yeah, so I just want to give it a time so that it will look different. So that you wait the watch up and you go enjoy why this behavior they decide. Understand? Sometimes if I the waka the pass for when people see me, then go shout Jesus. Me too, I go shout Jesus because the thing they new to people. Even some people when they read Bible, they know say all things has passed away. So if I can ask one pastor, we see me shout Jesus, as I say, if this behavior now 2023 model.
My name is Emeka Junior Osibe, but they call me Kevin G. I'm from Imo State, Isalamba to be precise, and I'm an actor, also doing one or two to put up with the ones I have. Well, my inspiration towards it was at first we use Ramsey Noah and also Magic Michael. These are my idol, like they're my mentors. So I I know I can act very well right from my childhood when I was growing up. I used to participate in acting, all this drama and all that. So yeah, I grew up want to be an actor someday. My journey towards it, um, having that ambition to act started when I saw Sajay. So the way he was talking to the people, narrating and teaching them on how to be on camera. And I myself, I realized, yes, this is what I want to, and this is the kind of person that can brush me up to be an upcoming star. So I decided to walk up to him and told him what I want. And since then, he has been brushing me up, bringing me up, and yes, I can see myself going for far and more further. And the best was a mentor too. He's a good man. Hearing the sad news recently was, I don't know, I was devastated and I was very sad. He's a good man. His approach towards humanity is nice, and he's a good man and a good person. Like when you see him in person, you know he's a good person. What I learned from him when we normally go out for shooting is when he's serious for business, you have to be serious with him too, because he's the kind of person that he can scold you, he can talk to you the way you don't like, and he doesn't care who you are. But that will be in that scenario at of that moment. But once you are outside the camera, he's a friendly person to be with. Like he's fun to be with. He's a nice person. So he mean business whenever he wants to do his own business to get something from you. He has to make you to put your head up and know what you are and what you are. Like to exhibit from other people so that you will like bring out yourself to be who you really want to be with your determination. The challenges I had back then was, I've not been in camera before. So my first experience was I was acting and I was watching the camera. So my producer, which is Sajay, called me and said, I'm good, but this is where I'm not good. Whenever you are acting on camera, you don't look the camera. Just concentrate and make it look lively. Don't be looking at the camera. Just be yourself, be audible, be fluent at the same time. It taught me much, and I think I'm learning from that. Other challenges I'm having towards acting is like I do forget things. Like whenever I go to my script and I will want to like use exactly the way it was written in the script, but at the same time, my producer Sajay also taught me much. Like whenever you read something out, you know how to do it on your own self. Not that you read exactly what is inside the script. You've read it, you understand what is in it, so it's left for you now to act it and moderate it the way it is written. And other challenges not paying. If I want to act, I act. I love acting, in fact. So I know I'm an upcoming star. I don't depend on the money you have to pay me as an upcoming. So whenever I'm on camera, I just do it with love and humility. I act. If I feel like maybe I'm done for the day and I'm done for the film acting, anything you feel like you want to give me, fine. If you don't want to give me, no problem. If you still call me tomorrow, I will still run and come because I love acting. I want my face to show. So for now, I'm an upcoming star. So I think I don't debate on who pay me for now till I'm very, very perfect and audible on camera. In my own perspective, the little effect I've noticed in this hookup of a thing girls do now is, in the society now, you see the hardship, but it's not an excuse for one to go and be selling herself just to make money. You see some actresses, I don't know, after acting, maybe you call them for a place to come so that they can act because of what they had last night with some customers. You see them, they will tell you they are coming, but at the end of the day, you call them, you see their phone switch off. They will not tell you that they are tired or they can't make it, but they will end up disappointing you while you're on the ground to add the film. So it's affecting the industries very, very well. Hookup have been like it's been common now to every girl. Some of them, not all. So it's not good in the industries at all. Well, if I should have just such opportunity again, I think I have to like, just like I said before, come whenever you are called up, come on time. If the producer said by 8, you make it before 8. show that seriousness and determination. Be there when he wants you to be. When you show the seriousness and determination towards him, he will know that yes, you really want to perfect on this, and he too will brush you up the way he knows he can do for you to be a great actor. Yeah, the one I acted as a detective on Twist production. Yeah, it was a big challenge for me. At least on that very day, it took me 1 hour to get the script right. But I didn't like slack down. I keep determined, like keeping my determination ahead and my head straight up to be who I want to be. Yeah, so I acted that film very well. It's my first film, and my second one has been this comedies, and yeah, you can go to the YouTube and watch me. It's place you can see that I'm improving. So everything is by stage, and I know I will get there. 2024 is my year when people will start to see me. Yes, I believe that because we are working very hard this year. It's not easy, but we are doing the best we know we can to reach up. And I'm assuring you that from now till next 4 months, I will get there. Yes, I will get there. And my advice to whoever that has the ambition to be an actor or an actress, put your head up, concentrate, determine. These are the three things in life. Whatever you need, that you know that this is what you want in life, go to it. No matter how small or how little you are getting from it, keep it up. You will get there. In life, it's just like a stage by stage. Before you know it, with a twinkle of a finger, you will see yourself flying high. So concentrate, put your head up, and be determined. I assure you, you will get there in life.
My name is Ewuze King Justin. Um, I'm from Ikeduru, Imo State, Nigeria, and I based in Imo State here. Uh, and I'm an actor and also a scriptwriter. Sometimes I partake in crew jobs in kinds of shooting. I'm also a dancer, and also I'm into event planning. I do event job very well. Well, what makes me to be a Nollywood actor is, you know, when ever since I was born, I have that zeal, the charisma in me, being an actor. Acting has been part of me. When I was small, we used to act all these dramas in the church. Even when I'm around with my age mates, we do some of these dramas. I will be like I'll be the father. Sometimes I will play like I'll play the role as as a son. All those things that I begin to see myself doing it real, and getting the role very well. So I now I think I have the opportunity to be a Nollywood actor. So that's why I have to venture into acting as a career. So in aspect of that, I see people like Frank Cartush as my role model, Magic Michael, Zubi Michael. I see people like Jerry Williams. These are actors that delivers a particular role, a particular message in a movie. Whenever they are acting, they always be real in whatever they are doing. When you see them acting, you see that message being carried out without any mistake or any trace. You understand? So, and whenever I'm acting, I see myself doing exactly what they are doing, giving the same role, you know. So I love them whenever they're acting. And more of films I watch is more of these actors which I mentioned, because I always learn a lot from them, especially Majid Michael. His expression, his facial expression, and his reactions in acting, and also people like Zubi Michael. They're always real in terms of acting without any mistakes. So that is these are my role models. Yeah. In terms of how I get myself into the industry, I was opportune to get this audition I was called for. That was during 2012. Yeah, 2012. So a friend of mine called me for this movie audition because he knows that I can act very well. So when he called me for that audition during 2012, that was during June, July. Yeah, July. So I went for the audition, and I passed the audition. So, and they gave me a role to play in that particular movie, which we went for the shooting. That was 2012. And the first job I did was at Mbano in Imo State here. So, and the name of the movie then was Wrath of the King. So, after doing that job, I discovered that what we used to see as the fans, as the audience, is not really what happens in the movie industry. I discovered that actors really suffered past a lot of stress and a lot of misfortunes there. You know, the way some locations they will find themselves mosquitoes. Sometimes there will be no feeding. They will strive. They will manage to make sure the the particular movie they came for is being delivered, and everything about the job came successful. So that was my first job, and I experienced a lot of things in the location, but I never gave up. I said, no matter what, this is my career, and I had to pursue it. So ever since then, I've been going for locations, shooting, attending auditions, and I've been find my way in it. The challenges I noticed in times of in this industry is one, as an upcomer in the industry, it is not easy for you to make your way, in the system, because there is a lot of competitions. There are professionals, but as long as you believe in yourself and what you can do, you understand, you can also join the queue of those professions, those stars out there. I find a lot of challenges whereby sometimes I can't be able to fund myself in terms of transporting myself to a location. Sometimes I can't, finance is one of the problems, one of the challenges I have. And sometimes also one of the some of the challenges I do encounter is there are some roles are being given to me. When I go through the scripts, I read, something I know naturally I can do, but being a script, a role being given to me, and I'm not used to such a role to play. I had to start putting efforts, start rehearsing myself, trying to bring the best of that particular role so that I will not mistake any bit in that particular role. So this is another challenge I do encounter. And another challenges I do experience in this is sometimes you meet the wrong people in this industry, the people that are not bringing that particular vision you have in this industry. When you meet the people called that you see as your friend, but they are not having the same dream with you in this industry, you will find you you be in a bit far from your vision in this industry. So these are the challenges which I find myself into, which is finance and some of the roles we are being given to, and the friends which I indulge myself then. So that is it. Well, talking about hookup business in the industry, honestly, I can't say it brings 10% or 20% of good in the industry, because if I'm to say, it's really distracting a lot of our actors, especially the female ones, whereby they will have they will be on set, or they will have a shooting that is fast approaching, or that is taking place at that particular moment. They will start giving different excuses, because they have an appointment with sugar daddies, Yahoo boys, or whatsoever they have an appointment with. Are you getting me? Because they see that what they get as a payment from those hookup business is higher than what they are being paid in the industry. So it distracts them. It doesn't make them focused in the industry, and it doesn't make them stable in the industry. So honestly, we are losing a lot of actors in this industry because of this so-called hookup business, and it's abnormal. It's improper. I didn't say it wise. Yeah. One of the advice which I'm going to give the person is, I will tell the person to focus in the industry. Never let anyone to mislead or to distract your focus in the industry. Industry pays very well if you know what you are doing. Because when you are being distracted from the industry, you started mingling with wayward and improper friends. They will take you away from your line in the industry, which it happened to me. I never knew. I thought they were doing good to me, but I didn't know they were misleading me. Secondly, I'll also advise the person to make sure you have funds before you venture into this, because you will have a lot of obstacles in terms of location fee, location fee, welfare, because it's not every time you go to the camp you expect to be fed 2 square meal, not even 3 square meal. I'm not even talking about three meal day daily, but I'm talking about 2 square meal a day, because most times they do 001, sometimes 010. That is, sometimes they will give you morning, they will not give you afternoon, they will not give you in the evening. Sometimes they will not give you in the morning, they will give you in the afternoon, they will not give you in the evening. So you have to make sure you have that fund to carry on in the industry. For you not to, because you don't have money, you started thinking otherwise. You understand? And when you are being called for a job, you look at yourself, you don't have the money, and the money you are going to be paid is not enough for you to take care of yourself. You see, it's you find difficulties. You'll be pushed not to go, or you'll be pushed to do otherwise. You understand? So, and three, you have to make sure you engage in one of the duty or the department in the industry. Either you find yourself as a script writer, if you can write very well, or you find yourself as a person on set, or a continuity, or assistant producer, or whatever. Just engage yourself in one of the crew job. Don't only depend on acting. Yes, acting is very, very good, but when you indulge yourself in one of these crew job, in crew things, in crew things, you see yourself going far in the industry. So these are the things which I was not informed. I didn't know about. But ever since I knew about all these things, I started making some changes And I'm also advising the upcomers for them to learn and not to do the same mistake which I did in the previous. Well, in 2024, I've already decided and I've already told myself that 2024, if 30% of Nigeria knows me, I'm increasing it to 80% because ever since I discovered the strategic plan and movement which people are doing in this industry, which is a way to promote themselves and to establish their creativity to be known to the world, I have decided to take part in those positive aspects so that I will grow far, I will go higher more than I was in the beginning. So, and this previous this time around, sorry, I respect myself because I'm a script writer as well. I've wrote a lot of stories, and I'm working towards those jobs, those stories, mightily, so that it will be a great achievement to me in this 2024, which I told myself that I'm not gonna be the last, and I'm not gonna achieve 50%, but I'm gonna achieve 80% of a good goal this year. So, and I pray with God's intervention that all my dreams will come to success. I have jobs coming up. At least I have four particular beautiful scripts, a wonderful script for that matter. I have Test of Faith. I have I have a Flash Driver. I have Flash Driver. I have Test of Faith. I have the Unknown, and also I have oh I've forgotten the other one, but it's also one of the stories which I have written already and I'm working towards them. So, but this Test of Faith is a love story, and which is gonna be a boom when it comes out, together with Flash Driver. Flash Driver is an action kind of an adventure. It's an adventure movie, so it's gonna be out very soon. So what we are praying for is a finance support, and praying for God's grace for everything to come to pass.